Let's move on here. The latest round of load shedding has caught many South Africans by surprise. Getting off the power grid completely and becoming self-reliant can be daunting, or a daunting prospect. Solar is one solution to power your lights, but what are those options for those of you who love to cook? The gas company's Brett Cohen joins us now to discuss those various alternatives. Brett, so excited was the team to get you into this conversation. They couldn't resist keeping you out of the introduction. Let's get to it then. Is gas going to be the solution to our power problems?
I think it's part of the solution. I don't think it's the whole solution. I think we're probably going to need a hybrid solution where you use bits and pieces to solve different parts of the puzzle.
But when you look at gas, for those of us who aren't already on a gas system, introducing it into our homes would require a lot of changes, wouldn't it? How would that work?
So if you need to retrofit, if you've got an existing home and you want to put gas into the home, you've never had gas before, then obviously there's some compliance issues and some building issues around what we have to do to get it to work. There is a little bit of effort involved, but it's relatively simple, relatively quick, should be done within a couple of hours and you should be good to go.
And affordability, because that is a big one.
So it can be pricey, obviously, like everything else. There's an upfront cost and then a usage cost associated with it. The usage cost generally should work out cheaper than electricity, but there's this upfront cost that's quite bothersome.
Is there a figure that you're able to give us for that sort of thing, for those who may be listening to this conversation and seriously considering converting to gas?
Sure. It's a moving target, so somewhere between maybe 3,000 and 10,000, depending on exactly what you're doing, is probably what you're looking at. We've actually just launched a new product to facilitate that. We're bringing a rent-to-own sort of system to the market. We're starting off with gas hobs, so we'll give you the hob, plus the installation, plus the certification, plus the gas, all on a fixed monthly fee for a 3-year contract.
And these figures, I mean, installing an electricity system is fairly simple. They come into your house, they install the box, you set up the wiring, and you're good to go. Right. Why is it so much more expensive to use gas, or at least to set up a gas system in the home?
Well, I'm not sure it's that much more expensive. Perhaps some of it is subsidised by Eskom when they come and they set you up with electricity in the first place. Plus, Eskom's sort of the core competency is moved away from your home. So it's really just a supply line plus a meter that's put in your home. Where if you're going with gas, you're going to put your own bottles in and your own infrastructure in place. What
about long-term use for gas? Is it a better alternative for households, or is it more of a business-friendly alternative?
I think it has uses in both places. So it's greener to start with. Burning coal is probably the least efficient way you could generate electricity, and that's how we do it in South Africa because it's cheap. So that's quite harsh on the environment. It's greener from that perspective. And then for heating, it's better than electricity, hands down, whether we have electricity or not. So in a commercial space, if you need heating requirements, gas is a good thing to use. But the same thing in the home. It's really useful for cooking, really useful for heating, and really useful for water heating.
How simple is it to go off the grid completely in the South African context? Because I'd imagine at some level you would still have to rely on Eskom and the various municipal power providers for something. Yeah,
I think so. I think you're quite right. I think that getting off the grid's perhaps a little bit of a knee-jerk reaction to what's going on at the moment. Electricity has its uses. It's a really great power supply for certain things, and I think we'll always need it. You could use solar to back it up, but that comes with maintenance costs, and we're not quite there yet. So I think in the future, maybe in 10 years' time, the world will look different. But at this point, getting off the grid as a knee-jerk reaction to the current environment, probably not the right way to play it.
We're actually talking with some colleagues here in the newsroom about gas as an alternative earlier in the week, and a lot of people said they'd love to go for gas, but they have a fear as far as safety is concerned. How safe is it to use gas?
I think gas is no less safe than any of the alternatives. So it's no less safe than electricity, no less safe than nuclear. I think that, again, we're guided. We've got regulations in the country. Follow the regulations, get the right guys to advise you, and you won't have any problems.
Brett Cohen, thank you so much for your time this morning.
Super, Tembi.
Let's move on here. That was gas company's Brett Cohen discussing energy alternatives to beat the load-shedding blues. We're going to continue with the rest of the bulletin in just a moment. I'm just waiting to be shown where we are going right now. Okay, quick break. Stay with ENCA now.